Mabotle says the conference will also pave the way for law enforcement partnerships.
The conference convenes at a critical juncture. Transnational organized crime remains one of the most serious threats to peace, stability, and development across Africa and beyond. Its manifestations are diverse, from drug trafficking, human trafficking, which is, of course, particularly upsetting.
Former ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe is seeking to have his fraud and corruption charges withdrawn. Mabe, his wife and 5 co-accused appeared in the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court where the representations were submitted today. They face charges in connection with an alleged irregular tender awarded to Mabe's Enviromobi company in 2017. The tender was to provide the city of Ekurhuleni with 200 waste collection vehicles. Alfara Mushwana was in court.
Former ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe is taking a similar route to that of his successor Zizi Kotwa, who submitted representations to the Gauteng Director for Public Prosecutions in a bid to have his charges dropped. Kotwa's fraud and corruption charges were eventually withdrawn last year with the assistance of prominent lawyer Zola Machavu. Machavu has also advised Mabe to follow the same legal route by making similar submissions to the NPA. Speaking to reporters after his court appearance today, Mabe confirmed the submissions have been made.
The lawyers handling the case are dealing with the submissions and everything. I wouldn't want to get into the theater of what has happened and has not happened legally. Otherwise, I would not have had to appoint a legal team.
The case has been postponed to February next year as the state reviews Mabe's submissions. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News in Palm Ridge.
Social Development Minister Sisisi Tolashe has moved to assure Parliament that terminating the department's master service agreement with Postbank will not impact the payment of grants. The agreement, which was entered into in 2018, will conclude at the end of the month. Today, Tolashe has told Parliament's Social Development Committee that the termination has been amicable and that the decision has been prompted by many challenges. Lindsay Dentlinger has more.
The Social Security Agency says once it terminates its service agreement with the Postbank, it won't be entering into another arrangement with any other institution. Social Development Minister Sisisi Tolashe has reminded the committee that it was not by choice that SASSA entered into the arrangement with the Postbank and that this was necessitated following legal action related to its former contract with Cash Paymaster Services.
The termination of the MSA is a contractual matter to terminate an agreement that no longer serves the purpose of which it was intended.
SASSA says while beneficiaries are free to move to another bank if they so wish, the 3 million clients who receive their grants through the Postbank won't be affected by the termination of the service agreement.
Beneficiaries will continue to receive their grants in their Postbank accounts, just as they have before.
But not all MPs are convinced there won't be hiccups on the 1st of October, saying they want the Reserve Bank to clarify the Postbank's licensing status. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
City Power is concerned about the current situation in Alexandra Township, where residents have been building housing on important electric networks. The power utility says this has prevented technicians from being able to locate faults and carry out repairs timeously. Spokesperson Isaac Mangina says this is why hundreds of homes at Extension 7 Tsutsumani and Extension 8 have been without electricity for years now. Earlier this week, the ward councillor Defo Raphadu carried out demolitions of structures to address the crisis. Thando Luhlengcobo has more.
City Power spokesperson Isaac Mangena says the issue of illegal housing developments runs across the city but can be solved with the aid of the housing department. The power utility says it's been warning the community of Alexandra Extension 7 for over 10 years following an incident where one of the pylons collapsed, a major hazard that could have resulted in the loss of life. Aside from the illegal erection of buildings, the community of Tutumane lives in ignorance of the dangers that surrounds their everyday life because of the desperation for a place to live.
If currently we were supposed to access that tower behind me here, it means the truck won't be able to go in, and as such it will prolong the time that it will take for us to be able to do the repairs.
While the power utility has distanced itself from the demolition of the houses, it says it can finally be able to conduct repair work and restore electricity to areas that have been suffering for years. Thando Luhlengcobo, Eyewitness News.
And the United States has postponed sanctions against Serbia's largest oil producer, Gazprom. This is the sixth time the sanctions have been postponed, with the latest ones being delayed until the 26th of September. Washington initially placed sanctions on Russia's oil sector in January the 10th and gave Gazprom 45 days to exit ownership of the Serbian oil industry. Serbia relies heavily on Russian gas supplies. The country has maintained a close relationship with Russia since its invasion of the Ukraine, and the country has also refused to impose sanctions on Russia, unlike the European Union, which it hopes to join. Gold is trading at $3,385.35 an ounce. The rand is at 17.72 to the dollar, 23.83 to the pound, 20.54 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $67.32 a barrel.
While we still have those roadworks in the Devland area causing delays if you're heading towards Eldorado Park. That's on the Golden Highway between the N1 and Union Avenue. Also in the Kempton Park area, expect some delays on Pretoria Road between CR Swart and Plain. And heading towards Bedfordview, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. R24 westbound between Edenvale Road and the Gilulis interchange.
It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 26 and 29 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia has called for stronger collaboration to combat transnational organised crime.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Gauteng's greatest awards with 702 and Yoko. Your vote is not just a click. It's a thank you, a nod, a way of saying we see you. Vote for your favorite local business now on primemediaplus.com.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja.
Live, streaming countrywide
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
Minutes after 1 o'clock. Welcome to 702 Afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabotja, on this Wednesday, the 27th of August. Women's Month continues, and I hope to hear some interesting feedback from all of you. We're going to kick off the show by asking, do men, or do you as a man, have a female role model? And I'll give you some backstory as to why we're having this conversation. It might seem like a silly question to ask, but I really want you to have a moment. If you do have female role models, tell me who they are. And if you don't, tell me why you don't have any female role models. I want to hear from you on this one. Then also on the show, our finance feature, we're going to talk about choosing the correct medical aid plan. We'll be chatting to Bonitas for this one. We'll be joined by Lee Kalakopen, Principal Officer at Bonitas Medical Fund, for that conversation. The second hour of the show, Standard Bank Private is joining us again for another masterclass, and we're talking about their virtual credit card. Lisibana Shika, Head of Consumer Credit at Standard Bank, joins us for that conversation. So get in touch with us. Give us a call, 011 883 0702. SMS us 31702. Tweet at Relebogile M, at Radio 702, using the hashtag 702 Afternoons, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702 Afternoons
with Relebogile Mabotja
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Here is some back story. So we are asking the question, do you as a man have a female role model? It really doesn't sound like the most deep question, but if you take a moment to think about it. I stumbled upon a video. Bobby Wagner, who's a professional football player, was sitting with a group of men, I think it was on a podcast, and he was sharing how he was attending a Beyonce concert, and you were speaking about her outfit changes and everything and how that inspired him. Now, the guys that were with him started laughing. Like, Beyonce? What? Like, as a guy. And maybe because his initial, their thoughts are like, oh, you saw her in heels and now we're inspired. And it really got me wondering, do men have female role models? Do you have role models who are women? If so, who are they and why? If not, why not? So I want you to take a listen in their own words of this man explaining how a Beyonce, a GOAT of our generation, a performer of note, a perfectionist that you see, inspired this professional football player, something seen extremely masculine, but the men around him saw this as a joke. Take a listen.
I'm being honest, it was a Beyonce show that I went to. Y'all want to be honest.
That's the exact type of misogyny I was talking about when it comes to Beyonce in the last video.
I went to a Beyonce show, and I watched her perform. And I watched all the costumes that she changed, and I watched all the dances that she had, and I watched, this is maybe 2013 or something. And when I saw her perform, I walked away and I said, I'm not working hard enough at my craft. And I was just like, I need to work harder because what she's doing is insane.
3 grown men laughed because a grown man, a football player, said, witnessing Beyonce do her thing at the top of the top, the cream of the crop, showing all that discipline right there in our faces, it inspired him to be as disciplined as he could be and go harder in his field.
So that's the conversation. And I never thought of it like that ever. I did stumble across a video of a man who said something along the lines of, ladies, these are red flags to look out for in men when you're dating them. And one of the things he said, if your partner or your boyfriend or your love interest that is a man has 0 female role models, see it as a red flag. It never dawned on me, right? Until I watched this clip. So I want to know your thoughts, gents. Share with me. Who are your role models who are women? If you have. And if you don't have woman role models, why would you say that is the case? 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. I see your calls and your voice notes.
Clement Maniatella.
Weekday mornings,
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
Can you share with us, TG, about the state of the party's finances? Because there have been issues around salaries that are not being paid at some point. Where are you now in terms of your finances? Have you managed to stabilize that?
I would prefer not to discuss the finances of the ANC because I don't think it is necessary. I thought I was also here to deal with the issues of this being a Women's Month.
But TG, you're the Treasurer General of the ANC. I wouldn't invite a senior leader like you to just talk about women's issues.
It's not minimizing, not to talk about other things. But all I can say is that we have worked very hard to stabilize the finances, and we are stable, and also we need to work even harder.
Clements Maniatella.
9 to 12 on 702.
The South African Future Trust Summit is fast approaching. This premium entrepreneurial showcase will return to the Sandton Convention Centre on the 5th and 6th of November with international and local speakers sharing groundbreaking insights from their entrepreneurial journeys. It's an unmatched opportunity to network with like-minded entrepreneurs, innovators, investors and change makers. With 2,000 plus delegates and over 200 exhibitors all under one roof, come and experience the extraordinary world of thriving entrepreneurs and business owners. Avoid missing out. Get your ticket now for 1,800 Rand each for the 2 days at summit.africanfuturetrust.org in partnership with 702.
Let's rewind 6 years when Twitter was still Twitter and not a letter of the alphabet. TikTok was simply the sound your clock made. And Zoom just meant enlarging a picture. So it makes you wonder, what will the next 6 years bring? Hino trucks now come standard with a 6-year drivetrain warranty, covering everything from pistons to gears. So although a lot can change in 6 years, our warranty promise won't. T's and C's apply. Hino, all the way.
It all starts with advice from FNB Private. Because the perfect overseas trip starts with planning. Save and spend in multiple currencies with your FNB Global account and lock in exchange rates. Enjoy up to 40% off flights with eBucks Travel and order Forex on the FNB app delivered to you at no extra cost. Your adventure awaits. Unlock invaluable with FNB Private. Help changes everything. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider. TC's earn rules and limits apply.
The Festival of Motoring, powered by Westbank, brings the spirit of Ubuntu to the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit from the 29th to the 31st of August. Experience thrilling track drives, 4x4 adventures, drifting, supercar hot laps, and F1 demos. Get your tickets on Howler and use the promo code RADIO for a special discount. The Festival of Motoring, the power of new.
Hollywood Bet, Aziz Shege, Be on the Game is back for the new soccer season. Up for grabs is a share of 4 million rand in prizes, including the Toyota Rumion, Corolla Cross, Hilux 2.4 GD6 DC, and a Starlet Cross. To qualify, bet 10 rand or more on any soccer fixture or fixtures for your chance to score big. Bet now. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp HELP to 076 675 0710.
One brave decision made today can lead to a brand new tomorrow. This Thursday on 702 Drive with John Perlman, we'll hear how the courage of one teenager met the compassion of the right people and made the seemingly impossible possible. Catch this inspiring conversation made possible by the Dis-Chem Foundation Thursday on 702 Drive with John Perlman. Remember, every swipe of your Dis-Chem or Dis-Chem Baby City benefit card supports initiatives that change lives across South Africa. Dis-Chem Foundation, caring for the community. Every swipe counts.
702 Afternoons
with Relebogile Mabotja.
18 minutes after 1 o'clock, and we are talking about women role models. Do men have role models who are women? If the answer is no for you as a man, share with me why. If the answer is yes, who are those role models and why are they your role models? What is it that you admire about them? A group of men were laughing at a professional football player for sharing that he was inspired by Beyonce. They made fun of him. And the person who you could have heard speaking in the background, Dap White Jones is what he refers to himself on TikTok, was saying this is the problem. For as long as a man sees a woman as inferior, he will never have her as a role model. So much so that a Beyonce, who is as accomplished as she is, will be laughed at if that person is used as a role model to a man. Because how in the world, because you as a man draw inspiration and motivation from a woman doing what you do, the masculine sport of professional football. Let me know your thoughts. 011 883 0702 in the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. Muletsani in Centurion. Hi, go ahead.
Hi, Louisa. Mine is Relebogile, your ex-colleague.
Yes.
At 702. I followed it. She's my age, by the way. But I followed her since her time at Chocolate 9. She's been very consistent. She's been very, very, very consistent. And she, I just love her principles. So for me, I love her so much.
And what do you think, Muletsani, if one of your male friends laughed at you for sharing that Relebogile is your role model?
I think, I don't know, but I think I would just laugh at them back because I would think, Joe, if you even followed her work, you don't know what she's capable of. And
yes.
I just admire her principles. I just admire her principles. Even now, when she's overseas, I follow her, on the socials.
Yes.
And she's been consistent like that. So yeah, for me, Relebogile.
Okay, thank you so much, Muletsani, for sharing with us. Relebogile, who I know is a role model to many, exceptional at what she does, was somebody I looked up to, have looked up to, continue to look up to, not just in the space of the broadcasting work, but just how she thinks. What a fire woman. William from Randfontein, hi.
Hi, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
I'm also fine. In fact, the name of that lady. In fact, she's a president, you know, from Tanzania. I think Hassan, President Hassan. Yeah, now to me the answer is yes. That lady, she inspires me because she's the only female president currently, or lady. Actually, not only because of there are many, maybe some others we don't know about them. Obuanka Africanism and the issue of loving each other as Africans, and the way Africa ekamile manufacture its minerals till to the last point of it, meaning to the finished good. That lady, she inspires me in a way of we've got few men who are able to do or to say what that lady she's saying on a public platform. And she says that without fear. And if I say, well, what she says is the honest truth. For there are those foreign countries, they are mining our raw material. Then those raw material by transported to other countries outside of Africa and create more jobs. Why can't we do the same thing as Africans? It's few presidents who can say that, particularly coming from a female president. To me, she's an inspiration. Yeah.
Thank you so much, William. And what would you say if you told one of your male peers, Jorge, hey, you admire this woman and Bautzecha?
I don't think I will ever take it personal because of maybe they might not understand, Jorge, where am I coming from? I can work on these things. As you know, we can share different ideas. Somebody maybe might see it very weird, like you mentioned that guy who mentioned on the podcast. You see, then now I won't see it. But don't only look into men. There are those powerful and strong female figures who can motivate men to be something better from what they are. It's not only men to men or female to female. We have to look again in other genders because it might happen that what you look,
yes,
you see, yes.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much, William in Randfontein. Semi in Centurion. How's it, Semi?
I'm okay, Relebogile. I think people are blowing this thing out of proportion.
Just hold on, Semi. Is your hand in front of or your finger in front of your mic? You sound a bit muffled.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, the guys on the video who are saying that people are misogynist because they are laughing at when he says that Beyonce is his role model. I'll say people are blowing a storm out of a teacup, and this is why. Beyonce is a celebrity. She's open to critique. And when you are a performer, not everybody's going to like you, right? Some people are going to see a joke in you. Same as the people who see a joke in someone like Michael Jackson. We know that. So it isn't about having a female or male role model. It's about what you see in a person. Like, for example, in myself, I don't have a female role model. Reason being that the industry that I want to venture into, there isn't any woman who's made significant success. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Yes. I'm interested in ICT. My role model is Satya Nadella. That's the CEO of Microsoft.
Can I ask you a question, Semi, very quickly now? You are saying that there aren't any women in your industry. So do you believe that role models only need to be career specific? And number two, are you saying that even within your own life, there aren't role models who are women just as people? Because I think we always have to be... Yeah?
I'm talking about career-wise.
No, I'm talking any role model. It doesn't have to be career. You can have a role model who's somebody that you admire, their patience or how they parent. It can be anything.
I've never looked at it in that way, right? What can I say? for me, role model is most of the time being about looking at it career-wise. Sure, I can admire certain people, how they do things.
But then I think we are answered. We're answered.
It doesn't mean that I can admire you how you do things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're my role model.
Okay.
So I think people are just looking at it like people are just looking for, like in the case of that video, people are just looking for a way, like you say, there's someone who says if a man doesn't have a female role model, then it's a red flag. People are just looking for something to get outraged about.
So let me ask you something, and you don't even have to answer me.
Okay.
Have a moment, go look up the concept of a role model, number one, and number two, because remember, what he was referring to, she's not in the same industry as him. She's a performer on stage. He's an athlete. But what he was recognizing was not the fact that, she's like this as well. He was looking at her work ethic. He was looking at how she pushes herself. So maybe for you, if a role model is only somebody who is doing well in the career, I hear you. I've never seen a role model as just being limited to that. But thank you so much for your contribution, Sammy. Langa in Western area, go ahead.
How are you, ma'am?
Good, thanks, and you?
I'm great. Yeah, with me, I think it has to be Umama Basitana Kumalo. Oh my goodness. Oh, that woman, her work ethic alone, Hi, she's my role model. And then Omunye food that I am constantly looking up to Umamuno Kuleko Koboto. Hi, as in hands off to those women.
Nice.
For me, I wouldn't like as in I'm even lost for words, the sheer respect that I have for those two women. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much, Langa, for sharing. Basi Kumalo, that's a role model right there. Puso in Reimsig, go ahead.
Relebogile, thank you for the opportunity. Mine, I've got a lot, in fact, but I'm going to limit them to two. By the way, I completely concur with you that in my view, role models cannot only be confined to a career. My favorite female role model right now is the First Lady of the Republic of Namibia. I regret only having known her recently. But when I look at her, there's a lot that I'm learning. There's a lot that I'm gleaning from her. And I just regret that I only knew her quite recently. The second one, it's the wife to the late Bob Marley, Rita Marley.
Yes.
Having heard so much about what she went through and up to where she is today, there's a lot that I've learned and there's a lot that I'm really applying in my personal life and in my career. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Buso. So many of your messages coming through. One says, as a philosophy student many years ago, I read an article that argued that black people couldn't have white role models. Even at 20, I disagreed, remembering that one of the reasons wanted to be a teacher was because of my white history and English school teacher. I've looked up to my younger sisters, an entrepreneur as a go-getter, and even though younger, Ridi Kabi is a huge role model too. Counterintuitive, perhaps, but race and gender have nothing to do with it. Charlie?
Sheesh.
Do you have any female role models, women role models?
Quite a few, eh? Sorry. So the first one that came to mind, growing up and hearing her story and seeing how she lived and just, her vibe and the energy that she brought out, Thandi Klassen.
Ooh.
Yes. So growing up, I looked up to her. And then as well as Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
And this one is a bit maybe not obvious, but Pink, the musician.
Yes.
Why? Because she just break through that punk, cool girl thing. And then now as a mother, she's just embracing motherhood. And she's still cool.
How... Like Caster Semenya, how can anybody not look and just admire?
Yes, 100%.
With in between all that public scrutiny. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, we continue with the Guys Women's Month. It's not over. It's just after 1:30. Time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Relebogile. A very good afternoon. Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia has called for stronger collaboration to combat transnational organised crime. He has been delivering the opening address at the 27th Interpol African Regional Conference in Cape Town today. Kachalia says the conference takes place at a time when transnational crime has become a major concern for governments across the globe. A state witness in the Lusikisiki massacre has revealed that the families of accused number 1 and the families of the victims were enemies. The witness, who is related to some of those who were killed in Ngobozana village last year, has told the court that Mzugisi Ndamase was his neighbor. The case of the murders of 18 people is currently being heard in the Mthatha High Court, which is sitting in Lusikisiki. And Social Development Minister Sisisi Tolashe has moved to assure Parliament that terminating the department's master service agreement with Postbank will not impact the payment of grants. The agreement, which was entered into in 2018, will conclude at the end of next month. Today, Tolashe has told Parliament's Social Development Committee that the termination has been amicable and that decision was prompted by many challenges. Those are the headlines, this EWN and more at 2 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Well, at this stage, if you are in the Devland area heading towards Eldorado Park, we still have those roadworks causing heavy delays on the Golden Highway between the N1 and Union Avenue. Also in Protea Glen, traffic is a bit sluggish on the N12 westbound approaching the R558. Also, slow-moving traffic that's leaving the Joburg CBD on the M2 westbound between the Crown Interchange and Main Reef Road. Look out for those faulty traffic lights. In the LX area at Marlborough Drive and Far East Bank, there's also slow-moving traffic, by the way, in the Kempton Park area on Pretoria Road between CR Swart and Plain Road. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Hey besties, welcome to my kitchen tour, or should I say my new walk-in wardrobe. Over here we have the pantry, now home to my jeans and shirts, all color-coded. Oh, and the air fryer, literally the perfect place for my makeup brushes. And who would have thought, the oven is the place to store my handbags.
Who needs a kitchen? Simply spend 200 Rand or more and you could win Simply Asia for a year. T's and C's apply. Simply Asia, connecting the Thai way.
Andile here with more than just a betting app ad. Download the 10Bet app and enjoy the action of betting anytime, anywhere. It's more than just an app. It's a 10Bet experience. Join now at 10bet.co.za. 10Bet is a licensed betting operator and supports responsible gambling. No person under
Pineapple. Insurance.
Pineapple.
Insurance.
Pineapple.
Insurance.
Pineapple.
Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP.
Are you living with diabetes? Tired of painful fingerstick tests? Introducing a new continuous glucose monitoring system from Abbott Laboratories. The Freestyle Libre 2 system sends glucose readings straight to your compatible smartphone. With minute-by-minute glucose readings, optional glucose alarms, and excellent accuracy, the Freestyle Libre system is here to support you in the management of your diabetes. For more information and where to buy your Freestyle Libre 2 sensor, visit www.freestylelibre.za.com. Now available at your local pharmacy.
Hi. I need balloons. Sure. Now, my dog barked. Pretty sure he said potty. Okay. He was like... At the Crazy Store, you'll find every excuse to celebrate. Hi, me again. My houseplant survived another week. Where's your confetti? And everything you need. Helium, gift wrap, dress up. And more. The Crazy Store. Hey, you never know what you might find. To have a good party.
South Africa's new two-pot retirement system is revealing just how much pressure working people are under. This Thursday on 702 Breakfast, Old Mutual Corporate will unpack this headline topic from the Old Mutual Thought Leaders Forum and explore the key behavioral lessons that have emerged since the system's introduction. We'll also look at the ways in which employers can set up with smarter support, better benefits, and play a vital role in building long-term financial resilience for the country's workforce. Join the conversation Thursday, the 28th of August, brought to you by Old Mutual on 702.
WhatsApp Relebogile on 072 702 1702.
24 minutes to 2 o'clock, and we are talking about role models who are women for men. If you're a man, do you have a female role model? Who is she? Why is she a role model? And if you don't, why don't you have a role model who is a woman? 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. There's a message coming through saying, Lebo, a very good afternoon to you and your team there in studio. Female role models, I confess, I totally do have female role models, and it's not even a shame. One of them is Repotile, followed by the late, great, legendary Ntateng. Regina King, Queen Latifah, King Ta. Those who don't know who King Ta is, that's Thandiswa Mazwai. Peace, love, and light always. Afternoon, Relebogile, my grandmother, Sinyanisa Mamokete Waborwa, who has just turned 100 years of age, is my role model. She is a hard worker, morally upright, and generous lady. Yes, I'm a man. She has defined my moral compass. Kind regards. Resego Faditswe in Moy Kloof. Some of your voice notes are coming through on 072 702 1702.
Relebogile, good afternoon. Tom here. Female role models, that's easy. Joan of Arc, Attila the Hun, and Margaret Thatcher. She knew how to sort out the Argentinians' nonsense. Have a good afternoon.
Hi, 702 and its listeners. This is regarding having women as your role models, and I'd like to comment on that. Well, the Sundowner supporters and the Chief supporters, most of the role models that they look up to are females. But as a Buccaneers, unfortunately with the A team, we don't have female role models. But sir, anonymous from Johannesburg, Buccaneers.
Hi, Relebogile. Great show as always. Now from Pretoria. My role model is my mom, and will always be my mom. She always knows what to do and how to solve most crises. She even helped me get out of my own troubles. Thanks for a great show. Bye.
Relebogile, I would have to say one of my heroes is Desiree Ellis. I am a football coach, and what she has helped with female football and Banyana is absolutely amazing. And also, I'm sure the challenges that she has had to overcome to get the team to that point, because we all know what female sports are like financially and all that. So, utmost respect for her and admire her.
Oh, Desiree Ellis is a good one. A really, really good one. And I'm so loving hearing from all of you gents that are sharing. We continue with your calls on 011 883 0702. If we go to the WhatsApp line, Relebogile, my women role models are as follows. Med Joyce Banda, ex-Malawi president. Ms. Sophie Mokoena, retired SABC International Affairs. She made me love and enjoy South African history and politics. Me Mapele Rampele, her intellect. Professor Mamokgeti Pakeng, very, very articulate and well-informed. Dr. Kunoswang Sobabe, HCR chief researcher. And this is from Tumelo, who says, one day I wish to have a round table with all of these phenomenal women. Another one says, Angelina Jolie is my role model. Adoption of children that have no parents inspire me completely. Hi, I think a role model is someone who helps others, like someone who has a good character. It is not about being famous, is that message. Hi, I would change that red flag a bit to if his role model was his mom or granny, a cave woman barefoot and pregnant, then that's an absolute no, girls. Run, run, run. He's looking for a makoti, a cooker, a cleaner. Fix me in bed too. Please run away, girls. Remember the difference with role model. is the person would be admiring, but I get what you're saying. If a person overly admires certain traits that position you as a woman a certain way based on who they admire, I get what you're saying. Reality is that plenty of our wives and mothers are our role models, and these are nothing but facts. Completely agree with you there. Good day, Relebogile. Yes, a man can absolutely have a role model who's a woman. For example, Mama Winnie Mandela demonstrated incredible courage, resilience, and leadership in the fight for freedom. Qualities that any man can admire and learn from. Thank you so much, Anonymous in Johannesburg. More of your voice notes on 072 702 1702.
I was label. I don't have a female role model now that I think about it, but I have a lot of females that I respect and look up to, but I wouldn't necessarily call them role models in my life. So yeah, yes, I do have a lot of females that I respect and look up to, you being one of them, but I don't have a female role model.
Hi, Relebogile. Tulani here in Sandton. I'm a 33-year-old married man. Yes, I have many women role models. One I can speak about is my grandmother, my mom's aunt. She left Cape Town and built her life solo in Johannesburg, late 70s, early 80s. And by solo, I mean solo. She married, she divorced, and she was an independent woman who inspired my mom to be an independent person, to be of strong character, to have your own ideas, to be fearless in the face of all of this that is oppressing you, being Black, being a woman in patriarchal South Africa in the 80s. I love her to bits. She's taught me to be comfortable in myself.
Hi, Relebogile, it's Seppo here. You know, my role model is one of my colleagues. I've known her for quite some time, for over 20 years, Professor Anna Utli. She's well educated, very humble, always jolly, and always encouraging positively. You know, I wouldn't mind just being around her all the time because, you know, she's encouraging, she's encouraging everybody. She doesn't even look at your gender, your race or creed or anything. She's just a jolly lady, Professor Anna Utli. She's been my colleague for almost 22 years or so. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Good afternoon, Relebogile. This is Sandile from Pinoni. Oh, well, in terms of women who are my role models, I've got a top 3 here. Number 1, it has to be you. And number 2, Katlego Danki. And number 3, Thandisa Mazwai. Thank you, Relebogile. Sandile from Pinoni.
You guys don't even know how much I'm smiling. I absolutely love to hear all of the women that you gents are sharing are role models. I absolutely love it. Relebogile, fantastic segment. My role model who's a woman has to be Angela Merkel, the former Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, and Christine Lagarde, the President of the European Central Bank. These women have led at the highest echelons of political and banking power without breaking a sweat. In Merkel's case, she led Germany so well that she could bow out of elective politics on her own terms, while Lagarde shepherded the French economy out of the 2008 global financial crisis during her tenure as finance minister. It takes serious leadership to achieve even a fraction of what they have. Another one says, interesting topic. Thanks for bringing it up. I, as a Black man in his 50s, have role models of all sorts, regardless of their group. On women, just off the top of my head, Oprah, Thuli Madonsela, Casta, Busi Mavuso, Tyler, Magda Waziska, Helen Ziller, Lebo Mathosa, may her soul rest in peace, Angela Merkel. At Varsity, this girl once laughed at me for watching Oprah. It's sad when people deprive themselves of role models because of discrimination. That's from Farai. And the last one, Relebogile, Serena is my super role model for me. She is an inspiration for anyone who seeks success, from Ziva. Thank you for your messages. Wow. Gents, I love you. I love you. I love you.
John Perlman. Weekday afternoons,
3 to 6.
You are critical of the decision taken by the Minister and the action. Do tell us why.
The Minister has sought to try and obfuscate the process. She appointed a solely unqualified person, Professor Gregory Davids, in my opinion, to chair the board.
Right.
You look at the current board, there are people with chairing experience, industry experience. Here you get an academic with no substantive board experience and no industry experience. And she doesn't appoint a deputy chair, John, which is the first time SAT's never had a deputy chair.
David Frost.
John Perlman.
3 to 6 on 702.
At the heart of global conversations shaping our future, Africa's voice is more important than ever. As proud lead sponsor of the B20, the Standard Bank Group is honored to showcase the continent's growth, partnerships, and potential on the world stage. Because driving Africa's growth isn't just our ambition, it's our purpose. Tune in every Monday from 3 p.m. for the Standard Bank B20 in brief for key insights and updates around the B20. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
Hi everyone, I'm Dean McPherson, the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure. Since I was appointed just over a year ago, we've laid a firm foundation in the department, and after tabling our 7.6 billion rand budget for growth, we're now turning plans into action. That means that we're moving government departments into our own state-owned buildings to save you billions of rands in rent. We're unlocking public land to build affordable housing, create shelters for victims of gender-based violence, and to boost food production. We're also tackling corruption head-on without fear or favor. And we're giving young South Africans real opportunities through a reformed EPWP program that focuses on skills and long-term jobs. And this is only the beginning. With your support, we're building a capable and professional department that delivers infrastructure, creates jobs, and puts public assets to work for the public good. The best is yet to come because we're building a better country for you, brick by brick.
It's that time of the year. Sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, blocked noses and coughs. It's time to live, work, play and sleep allergy-free. For trusted relief for you and your family this allergy season, ask your pharmacist for the Adcock Ingram OTC Allergy Survival Pack. With products like Allergex Non-Drowsy, Cetisid, Levogex and more, we have you covered. Remember, Adcock Ingram OTC. And visit beprepared365.co.za.
Spar brings you super savings. Get 2 kg Tastic long grain, parboiled, brown or soft absorbing rice assorted for $34.99. Save 10 Rand with Spar rewards, or 2 liter Spar sunflower or canola oil for $69.99 with Spar rewards. Plus, you could win your share of 6 million Rand in instant cash. Price is valid until 7 September 2025 while stocks last. T's and C's apply.
They opened their doors before sunrise, stayed up late, showed up. Now they've made it to the finals of Gauteng's greatest awards with 702 and Yoko because of you. But they're not done yet. Your vote that could make them Gauteng's greatest. Go to primemediaplus.com now to cast it. Because support isn't just spoken, it's action. And your vote is a standing ovation for the Corner Cafe with the big dreams, the local legend who never gave up, the startup that's changing the game. Gauteng's greatest award with 702, powered by Yoko. Let Yoko Counter fuel your business to greatness. Go to yoko.com to explore the new point of sale solution, saving hundreds of businesses time and money.
702 Finance Feature.
10 minutes to 2 o'clock in our finance feature for today. We're talking about choosing the correct medical aid plan. We are chatting to Lee Calicopen, Principal Officer of Bonita's Medical Fund. And this finance feature with me, Relebogile Mabotja, is brought to you by Bonita's Medical Aid for South Africa. We take your calls on 011 8830702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 702. Lee, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon, Relebogile, and good afternoon to all your listeners.
All right, Lee, what are some of the things that we need to be looking at when we are choosing the appropriate medical aid plan?
Relebogile, interesting discussion that you're putting forward. From our experience, what we have found is that, people do not understand their medical aid well enough and sometimes make these decisions purely based on the grudge purchase, based on their affordability, that they can actually consider for their medical aid. But in answering your question, key for us in terms of the advice or guidance that we can give to the consumer is really understand what is your day-to-day healthcare needs. Understand in terms of, that of your own, in terms of how frequently do you actually seek healthcare requirements, but also that of your family, if your family is going to be on your medical aid. And understanding in terms of what you're paying for, because there's so many medical schemes out there in the industry with so many options available, it is important to understand what you're paying for in terms of the benefits. And to that end, one needs to consider the option that you choose based on your lifestyle. What we have found is that many people choose a medical scheme option based on their affordability. But as we know, we grow older, and as we grow older, our lifestyle needs change. So, when you start off as a youngster in terms of just considering your health risk profile, but later on you get married and you're planning for kids, etc., to consider specifically, does your benefits and your options cover the life stage where you're at? And obviously also planning for the future. Some of us also has got early onset of the burden of disease, such as our chronic conditions, etc. So consider whether your benefits actually would cover your actual chronic needs or your healthcare conditions, in short.
Okay, what are some of the common mistakes you would say that we make when selecting medical aid plans? Because sometimes I think there is this perception where a person says, well, I never get sick. And I think sometimes there are those individuals who look at it that way. And then also there are people who only just look at maybe the savings portion.
%. So, to answer your question in terms of some of the common mistakes is that we can't always plan for the future. We live in a society and have lifestyles that you can't normally prevent, while driving to work being in an accident. So being clear in terms of whether it covers all of those aspects for and when you need it. Every single scheme and option has got different type of options that either caters for a savings option or is a traditional plan or only for hospital emergencies. So to be clear in terms of, if your lifestyle requires you to travel to work every single day, that you probably have to consider in terms of, is there enough cover from a hospital care perspective? If also considering if you've got a lifestyle disease, such as a chronic condition, does your medical aid option cover it? And do you have enough savings if you're a person that seek a general treatment from a GP or specialist? Does my option have all of those things covered for me? Is important, but also planning for the future. If you are planning in terms of, falling pregnant, will my actual benefit option cover me during pregnancy? What additional benefits does it give me in terms of my actual checkups, my screenings, the vitamins that goes along with it? Those are just some of the aspects, to name but a few, to consider in terms of choosing that option.
Okay, so in terms then of consumers choosing Bonitas, why should they do so? And what is Bonitas doing to balance that affordability with access to quality healthcare for all its members? Because, of course, that's the big thing for everybody at the moment.
100%. I think first and foremost, from a Bonitas perspective, is that we're the second largest open medical scheme in South Africa that boasts a solvency of just over 30%. So financial sustainability of choosing a scheme that is in a position to pay for healthcare needs into the future is very important. Second of all, in terms of from a Bonitas perspective, we, as I mentioned, the second largest scheme, but we actually have designed multiple options, a total of about 14 in total, that covers various life stages to cater for the needs of all South Africans, Relebogile. Further to that, if you unpack it in detail in terms of at an option level, one of the key aspects in lending our support to access to healthcare for all is really to focus in terms of the well-being from the person, not only from a point of sick care, but actually preventative care. So we've got a wide range of preventative healthcare benefits that we've actually introduced in all our options so that people can actually take a proactive approach in understanding where they are in terms of the healthcare, rather than just in a case of emergency or when they're actually sick. So a wide range of preventative and screening benefits that we've introduced, which also speaks to our support in terms of ensuring universal healthcare and addressing the burden of disease. But further to that, in terms of our options that we've designed, we have priced it such based on the life stages where people are, so to address affordability, because we know the consumer's wallet is under pressure under the economic climate that we find ourselves in. So we're very mindful in terms of balancing the actual healthcare need versus the actual option that is required to cater for the consumer.
So final words from your side, particularly as Principal Officer of Bonita's Medical Fund.
In terms of closing sentiment around it is that, yes, medical aid is a very complex landscape to navigate, but you don't need to go at it alone. The important thing is to obviously seek some advice and factual advice from brokers. They are there, and we partner with a large number of brokers that we actually train and educate in terms of our product set and share with them in terms of the details that's available to every option available. We boast extensive programs, whether it's our mental health program, our chronic disease management programs, or even in terms of how we are allowing members to have access to healthcare through our hospital at home benefit. It's just some of the innovative solutions that Bonita's brings to the table for members. But as I mentioned, closing point is that, yes, it is a complex product to consume. So please seek the guidance of a healthcare broker to guide and direct you on understanding the Bonita's benefits.
Thank you so much for your time, Lee. Now get the care you need when you need it with Bonita's, the medical aid for South Africa with strong reserves and financial performance. Bonita's can afford to pay your claims with confidence. Voted the #1 medical aid in the Ask Africa Orange Index. Bonita's offers a wide range of plans tailored to meet your needs. Visit bonitas.co.za and find your plan. T's and C's apply.
Hi everyone, I'm Dean McPherson, the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure. Since I was appointed just over a year ago, we've laid a firm foundation in the department, and after tabling our 7.6 billion rand budget for growth, we're now turning plans into action. That means that we're moving government departments into our own state-owned buildings to save you billions of rands in rent. We're unlocking public land to build affordable housing, create shelters for victims of gender-based violence, and to boost food production. We're also tackling corruption head-on without fear or favor. And we're giving young South Africans real opportunities through a reformed EPWP program that focuses on skills and long-term jobs. And this is only the beginning. With your support, we're building a capable and professional department that delivers infrastructure, creates jobs, and puts public assets to work for the public good. The best is yet to come because we're building a better country for you, brick by brick.
Hey besties, welcome to my kitchen tour, or should I say, my new walk-in wardrobe. Over here, we have the pantry, now home to my jeans and shirts, all color-coded. Oh, and the air fryer, literally the perfect place for my makeup brushes. And who would have thought, the oven is the place to store my handbags.
Who needs a kitchen? Simply spend 200 Rand or more and you could win Simply Asia for a year. T's and C's apply. Simply Asia, connecting the Thaiway.
Elevate your flying experience with Lift Premium. Enjoy even more space, comfort, and convenience with priority boarding, extra baggage allowance, and complimentary lounge access. Visit lift.co.za today.
Year in, year out, we're fixing tires faster than a Formula One pit crew. My team is on top of things like tire whisperers. If an unforeseen accident were to happen in my workshop, at least I've got my way business insurance to keep the wheels turning.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
This is EWN.
Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia says he hopes Interpol can help South Africa to tackle financial crime as well as corruption. He has been delivering the opening address at the 27th Interpol African Regional Conference taking place in Cape Town from today. Kachalia says the conference takes place at a time when transnational crime has become a major concern for governments across the globe. Carlo Peterson is there.
Acting Minister of Police Feroz Kachalia, along with National Commissioner Fani Masimola and Interpol President Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, today set the tone for the 3-day Interpol African Regional Conference. Masimola opened the event saying he hopes the conference will foster bold decisions that will help contribute to peace in Africa. Al-Raisi says Interpol aims to reinforce South Africa as a key force in regional and international peace. Kachalia says he hopes the establishment of the Interpol African Committee will strengthen collaborations to fight transnational crimes.
Such a committee will enable us to approach transnational organized crime in Africa in a more structured, coherent and unified manner so that we are better able to address our common challenges.
Kachalia says the conference will also look at how Interpol can help South Africa fight financial crime and corruption. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News at the Century City Conference Centre.
In the courts now, former ANC spokesperson Bule Mabe is seeking to have his fraud and corruption charges withdrawn. Mabe, his wife and 5 co-accused appeared in the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court today where the representations were submitted. They face charges in connection with an alleged irregular tender awarded to Mabe's Enviromobi company in 2017. The tender was to provide the city of Ekurhuleni with 200 waste collection vehicles. Alfara Mushwana was in court.
Former ANC spokesperson Bule Mabe is taking a similar route to that of his successor Zizi Kotwa, who submitted representations to the Gauteng Director for Public Prosecutions in a bid to have his charges dropped. Kotwa's fraud and corruption charges were eventually withdrawn last year with the assistance of prominent lawyer Zola Machavu. Machavu has also advised Mabe to follow the same legal route by making similar submissions to the NPA. Speaking to reporters after his court appearance today, Mabe confirmed the submissions have been made.
The lawyers handling the case are dealing with the submissions and everything. I wouldn't want to get into the theater of what has happened and has not happened legally. Otherwise, I would not have had to appoint the legal team.
The case has been postponed to February next year as the state reviews Mabe's submissions. Alfa Ramshwana, Eyewitness News in Palm Ridge.
Let's stay in the courts. A state witness in the Lusikisiki massacre has revealed that the families of accused number 1 and the families of the victims were enemies. The witness, who is related to some of those who were killed in Ngobozana village last year, has told the court that Mzugisi Ndamase was his neighbor. The case of the murders of 18 people is being heard at the Mthatha High Court, which is sitting in Lusikisiki. Nhlanhla Mabaso is there.
The state witness, who cannot be named for security reasons, is related to the Matu family. 4 members of this family were shot and killed during the attack. This includes the witness's grandmother. He told the court that accused 1, the alleged mastermind Mzugisi Ndamase, is his neighbor. He says he started speaking to him while in prison in Mthatha. Ndamase was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder and has been in prison for 17 years. When asked about the relationship between his family and the accused, he said they hated each other because Ndamasa's mother had accused his family of witchcraft. Proceedings are set to continue. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape.
Let's move to the Western Cape now, where Social Development Minister Sisisi Dolashe has moved to assure Parliament that terminating the department's master service agreement with Postbank will not impact the payment of grants. The agreement, which was entered into in 2018, will conclude at the end of next month. Today, Dolashe has told Parliament's Social Development Committee that the termination has been amicable and that decision was prompted by many other challenges. Lindsay Dentlinger has more.
The Social Security
Security Agency says once it terminates its service agreement with the Post Bank, it won't be entering into another arrangement with any other institution. Social Development Minister Sisisi Tolashe has reminded the committee that it was not by choice that SASSA entered into the arrangement with the Post Bank, and that this was necessitated following legal action related to its former contract with Cash Paymaster Services.
The termination of the MSA is a contractual matter to terminate an agreement that no longer serves the purpose of which it was intended.
SASSA says while beneficiaries are free to move to another bank if they so wish, the 3 million clients who receive their grants through the Post Bank won't be affected by the termination of the service agreement.
Beneficiaries will continue to receive their grants in their Post Bank accounts, just as they have before.
But not all MPs are convinced there won't be hiccups on the 1st of October, saying they want the Reserve Bank to clarify the Post Bank's licensing status. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
And in England, cancer charities are calling for more measures to be put in place to ensure the earlier diagnosis of cases. This comes as the number of cancer cases are projected to surge by 2040. The One Cancer Voice, a coalition of 60 cancer charities, published projections yesterday saying more than 6 million new cases are predicted to be diagnosed over the next 15 years. They also want the government to introduce strong prevention policies to save lives and to transform cancer outcomes. Gold is trading at $3,385.35 an ounce. The rand is at 17.72 to the dollar, 23.83 to the pound, 20.54 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $67.32 a barrel.
Devland, heading into El Dorado Park, there's still those roadworks on the Golden Highway between the N1 and Union Avenue. Also traveling through the Houghton Parktown area, expect some delays heading towards Santon, N1 northbound approaching Killarney Bend, and in Kempton Park, also slow-moving traffic on Pretoria Road between Plain and Sierswart.
It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 26 and 29 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia says he hopes Interpol can help South Africa to tackle financial crime as well as corruption.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Gauteng's greatest awards with 702 and Yoko. Let's celebrate excellence, one vote at a time. Go to primediaplus.com now to vote for the finalist that makes Gauteng feel like home.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja.
Live, streaming countrywide
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
9 minutes after 2 o'clock, the second and final hour of 702 afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabotja, and we're going to be jumping into a masterclass as we do on a Wednesday. And today we're talking all about Standard Bank Private's virtual credit card. So we are joined in this by Lisibana Shika, Head of Consumer Credit Card at Standard Bank, and we want to hear from all of you. So get in touch with us, give us a call, 011 883 0702, SMS us 31702, tweet at Relebogile M, at Radio 702 using the hashtag 702 afternoons, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702
Masterclass.
The Masterclass with me, Relebogile Mabotja, is brought to you by Standard Bank Private on 702. And today we're getting into the thick of it, all about Standard Bank Private's virtual credit card. If you have not been following this series of masterclasses, head over to primemediaplus.com or download the Prime Media Plus app, and you'll be able to catch up with all the conversations we've been having with Standard Bank Private. But now joining us in studio is Lisibana Shika, Head of Consumer Credit Card at Standard Bank. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you very much, Relebogile. It's good to be here. I'm doing very well. Thank you. The weather's beautiful outside, and I hope for a fantastic show with you.
I'm looking at your blue tie and I'm like, on brand. On brand. When you got hired, you're like, okay, I need to buy a few blue ties.
Indeed, you are not far from the truth. We have to live it. We have to live it.
And avoid all those other colors.
Indeed, especially when you come from the competition as well.
Oh, no, he didn't. All right. I mean, we are in the era now of virtual cards, which is exciting, but also is scary for some people. Can you chat to us just about, especially for people that aren't yet at the level where they have loaded virtual cards, what is the difference between your physical card and a virtual card?
Okay, that's a very good question, Relebogile. So the virtual card or the virtual credit card is the digital version of the card the physical card that you have. And essentially, this card is stored safely or securely in your banking app. Now, this card can be used for online transactions, or it can also be used in store at a point of sale using your mobile wallet, such as Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, as well as Google Pay. Now,
Can we just clarify? Point of sale is a very financial institution term. For us, just batofela, delay man. What is a point of sale?
In store at the shop.
Yes,
you are there, you are paying, you've got your goods in hand, and you're paying.
You.
That's point of sale.
I got you.
Okay, now I want to chat to you a little bit about the online piece of it, and that's where the magic happens. Now, our virtual credit card has got what we call a dynamic CVV. Now, let's talk a little bit what the CVV is. It stands for card verification value or card verification code, which is those 3 digits at the back of your card. But because we're talking a virtual credit card, we don't have the back of a card. So it is there in your app and you can find it and use it. And this CVV is what we would normally use to perform an online transaction so that you can receive your goods. What is special about our virtual credit card is that this CVV is dynamic and that it changes ever so frequently.
Ooh.
So card merchants or online merchants can never store your details. What it also does is that it's only available for one single transaction. So if you use it for that one single transaction, it's over. It cannot be reused. It makes it virtually impossible for fraudsters to store and reuse your card details.
I think that is so important because, number one, we are terrified. Number two, it is with good reason. And we also know, number three, that the scammers, if that's your full-time job, there are 10,000 hours in professionals at doing that. So I love the fact that the details cannot be captured and kept. Whereas with a physical card, once it's been used, that's your CVV.
It's over.
It's over for you. Okay. So now, what does your phone need to have for you to be able to have a virtual card? Like, what is compatible? Somebody's sitting a BlackBerry somewhere.
Fortunately, Relebogile, a large part of South Africans have a mobile phone, a smartphone, and that smartphone is able to download our mobile banking app, and all you need to do is go into our banking app to create this virtual credit card. And it's as simple as that. It's instant, and you don't need to wait for somebody to approve something before you have that card. It's quite instant. All you need is our banking app.
Okay, so all you need is, and just to clarify, does the Standard Bank banking app have separate apps for private and then just normal?
No, the Standard Bank app does not segregate its clients that way. We have one app.
Yes.
It's an amazing app. It's got a couple of capabilities such as this virtual credit card. And I think another thing that I want to add as a feature that makes it really, really cool on the virtual credit card is the ability of clients to have a view of the online merchants that have saved their card details. This is something that you haven't seen. And as an example, you've got streaming services, you've got e-hailing services, and they would store your card details. Now you can see on your app who has saved your card details.
Wow.
And you can decide how, when, and where your card details are used. So we're putting control back in our customers' hands.
That is so important. And I think when we come back, we will delve a bit more into all the security features that have been put in place. We're going to take a break. We look forward to your engagements. 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
When I say insurance, you say pineapple. Insurance.
Pineapple.
Insurance.
Pineapple.
Insurance.
Pineapple.
Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP.
You could do something first and still be doing it wrong. What hurts is sprinting but never making it to the finish line. Quit going in the wrong direction because with Sunny Sixt, you can rent here and globally. Other car rental companies only have a vision to try harder. We actually deliver. While they leave you feeling blue, our budget and vibe match yours. For a tailored service offering premium at every stage, book premium car rental excellence with Sani Sixt.
Dis-Chem's Beauty Fair is here. Enjoy unbeatable savings on skincare that loves your skin as much as you do. Glow, hydrate, and radiate. From expert-approved dermacosmetics to everyday essentials, we have the perfect match for your skin and your budget. Our skincare specialists are on hand, ready to help you find the best for your skin. Don't miss Dis-Chem's Beauty Fair. Now on. Stock up on skincare, cosmetics, and fragrances at prices you will love. Offers valid until 14 September.
If you want to know about the heart and art of jazz, look no further than the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival, a grand ensemble of over 50 world-class acts across 4 stages for 3 whole days. That's right, from the 26th, 27th and 28th of September. The Santon Convention Center will be demure and sophisticated as the fine Standard Bank Joy of Jazz 2025 takes you deep into the heart, the art and splendor of jazz. Take me there. Book your seat via Ticketmaster now.
Do you know what's hiding behind colorful packaging of unhealthy food? Big food companies target children with unhealthy packaged foods that hide high levels of sugar, salt, and fat, which could lead to heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. But the truth is hidden from consumers. Front of package warning labels are a proven solution to help consumers make informed decisions. The government must act now. We have the right to know what's in our food. Demand front of package warning labels. Sign the petition on heala.org, HEALA.org by 30 September.
One brave decision made today can lead to a brand new tomorrow. This Thursday on 702 Drive with John Perlman, we'll hear how the courage of one teenager met the compassion of the right people and made the seemingly impossible possible. Catch this inspiring conversation made possible by the Dis-Chem Foundation Thursday on 702 Drive with John Perlman. Remember, every swipe of your Dis-Chem or Dis-Chem Baby City benefit card supports initiatives that change lives across South Africa. Dis-Chem Foundation, caring for the community. Every swipe counts.
The Masterclass with Relebogile Mabotja, brought to you by Standard Bank Private. Because success isn't just about the numbers on 702.
19 minutes after 2 o'clock, and we continue with our Masterclass with Standard Bank Private. And we are talking about the virtual credit card. And today on the show, we are chatting to the head of consumer credit card at Standard Bank, Lisibana Shika. We take your calls on 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. So Lisibana, rather, not Lisiba, Lisibana,
Yes,
my
please.
correction. In terms of it being launched now, why now?
So, Relebogile, there's online transactions. Customers are now increasing their participation in online shopping. And what is also increasing is cybercrime and the sophistication thereof. A statistics report that was published by Sabric in 2023 indicated that online fraud had grown by 19%. And that 19% led to an overall online fraud contribution of 68% for the entire card industry, so meaningful for the country. And with that rise, we find it very, very important that we find innovative ways to protect our customers. So this virtual credit card is really about safety, it is about control and convenience all in one.
Okay, in terms then of the benefits of this credit card, what makes this specific one so special?
I was waiting for you to ask me that question.
You're about to tell me about them bells and whistles and all the nice things that come with it.
It's one bell, it's one whistle, and it's a very bold and big one. Our virtual credit card does not just come with the dynamic CVV, does not just come with the ability to see the merchants that have saved your card details, but it comes with a very bold promise, and we keep our promises. The bold promise that we make is 100% fraud protection.
What does that mean when you say 100% fraud protection?
So what that essentially means is that if you did not perform the transaction, number one. Number two, if the transaction did not come from your trusted device as per your online banking profile, if the transaction has been reported to us within 2 business days, and you have disabled your online transactions for your physical credit card, we will refund you 100%. No questions asked.
No questions?
Yep. We will refund you 100%.
So what if you are in we know those situations that happen, and I know in our consumer rights feature with Wendy Nola, many individuals have come asking for help where the situation has been they are compromised, they are vulnerable, maybe they've been hijacked, and they are being forced to give up whatever information, right? Now, let's say they use this specific credit card with the dynamic CVV, and they are forced to hand over their phone's passcode code under duress, whatever the case may be. Some banks and situations have been like, you gave the passcode, you gave the PIN, so we can't do anything for you. How would that scenario work?
So there's a couple of controls, Relebogile, that come with that, and I mean that's a different. It's almost a different type of fraudulent or victim situation that has to be dealt a little bit differently. However, even in the instance that happens, our merchant screening capability, the one that I said is able to put control in your hands about who takes money out of your card, that kicks in. If the excess is there already, it's only going to happen once, and that's it. It's over.
They can't do it again.
They can't do it again. You know, and if you report that to us within 2 days, we will still be able to refund you.
I've got some back-end questions which you might not be able to answer legally, but maybe you can help me out.
Let's be legal.
Let's be legal. Okay, the one question on the WhatsApp line, and keep your questions coming on 072 702 1702 says, please ask your guest why some merchants are able to process the virtual card without a CVV. Are they referring to, because they're not being clear if this is at a point of sale or they're referring to something online.
So if it's a CVV question, it means that it's an online transaction. It means that specific customer tried to perform an online transaction. And what may have happened is that the customer may have, initially when they engaged with that online merchant, provided their CVV. And what then happens is that merchant stores your card number, your expiry date, as well as that static CVV, which is on a physical card. Now, what we're saying is that our virtual credit card prevents all of that. It says even if the card number is stored, even if the expiry date is stored, a merchant will still require you to enter a CVV because it keeps changing. That's number one. Number two, you'd still know if that merchant has your details because we show that to you.
I got you. All right, another question says, greetings, Relebogile. Thanks for Standard Bank However, how about abduction, which is what we just touched on, where people are forced to empty their accounts? How do you counteract against such crime? Abduction is real. This is from Temba Kabanisa in Orlando East. Now, the man I'm sitting with is in a different department, but maybe you can guide on where that information can be available, or if you are able to share some insights on the bank.
Yeah, and thanks for that consideration, Relebogile. It's more of a fraud department question, which I think over the coming weeks we can bring that conversation in and chat a little bit more, because I do also understand that it is a big issue amongst our consumers, and people would like to know, what do we do in this instance? But what I also can say is that at Standard Bank, we never stop innovating. So we're always looking for ways with which we can protect our customers a little bit better.
Yes.
And this virtual credit cards in itself came from that kind of a thinking, that principle that says, how do we continue protecting our customers?
Yes, I completely hear you. More just in terms of, we've touched on the benefits, and you've given the one absolute guarantee promise, but I know there's more.
There is more.
Why are you blushing like, girl?
Believe it or not, I actually do love our products.
Yes.
I love our products. I believe in our products. And beyond the security capabilities that we have, our credit cards offer you personalized interest rates, comprehensive travel insurance, lounge access at various airports across the globe, as well as purchase protection. Another cool thing that you get with the virtual credit card is that you still get up to 3 times more on your UCount rewards, which is our rewards
yes. Program. Why do you get 3 times more? What was the reason that incentive was put in place?
It's part of our offering to customers. I think the one thing that we always try to achieve when we put together a proposition is, how do we make it appealing to customers? It's one thing to protect you, but we also want to make you wealthier. And giving you 3 times more in terms of rewards is how we make you wealthy, is how we add value back to our customers. We are in this game with you, where your finances are concerned.
Okay, and in terms then of, because I think it's so great that you get 3 times more UCount rewards, but I don't want us to downplay the other services that become available to you when you are a Standard Bank private client. And maybe you can touch on it in terms of things like your lounge access, your travel insurance. What are some of those other things that a client would get access to?
So yeah, and let me start with the lounge access and the travel insurance. So essentially, when you get to an airport, whether it be our airports here at home or an airport in a different country, our credit cards are able to give you access to those lounges. It's a myriad of lounges. I think if you've seen some of the lounges globally, you'd be wowed at what they offer. And our card gives you that access. To get to a travel lounge, you have obviously booked travel.
Yes.
And you have paid for that travel, hopefully, with your Standard Bank credit card. Because when you do that, you get automatic travel insurance. What that means is you don't have to go and fill out an application form after having paid for that travel. You automatically are covered. The only thing that you need to ask for is proof of that insurance.
And that's for your visa, whatever else that you need.
If you need it.
Yes.
And that's all that you need to do. But that's not all. What we also have is strategic partnerships.
Wait. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of questions here, and we need to go to the news. Hold the strategic partnerships. Because I've got to have so many questions. I already know. 011 883 0702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. Keep your questions coming. We'll continue with the masterclass after this news and break. It's 2:30. Time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Relebogile. Good afternoon. Former ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe is approaching the Gauteng High Court seeking to challenge the Special Investigating Unit's forensic report on his alleged fraudulent activities. The SIU investigated a 27 million rand tender awarded to Mabe's Enviromobi company in 2017 to provide the city of Ekurhuleni with 200 waste collection vehicles. The SIU found the awarding of the contract to Mabe's company was irregular and that the company had misrepresented some facts. Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia says he hopes Interpol can help South Africa to tackle financial crimes and corruption. He has been delivering the opening address at the 27th Interpol African Regional Conference taking place in Cape Town from today. Kachalia says the conference takes place at a time when transnational crime has become a major concern for all governments across the globe. NDA Gauteng leader Solim Simanga has threatened to file a motion of no confidence against Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi. Msimanga addressed dozens of DA supporters outside Lesufi's office in Johannesburg today during an anti-crime campaign. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 3 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Heading towards Eldorado Park, we still have those roadworks in the Devland area on the Golden Highway. That's between the N1 and Union Avenue. Also traveling through Houghton. This is heading towards the Sandton area. Slow-moving traffic, M1 northbound. This is approaching Killarney Bend. So there's also faulty traffic lights in the Edenville area at Modderfontein Road and Van Riebeck. Also look out for those traffic lights not working in Alex at Marlborough and Far East Bank. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
702 delivers
on the matters that matter to you.
This is Leanne from Pretoria. 702 is my companion on my drive to work and home from work every day. They keep me up to date with loads of important information on the news of the world, but also lots of other interesting facts. And I always arrive at work and saying, guess what I heard on the radio today? So I think my staff know me as, guess what I heard on the radio today, whenever I arrive at work, thanks to 702.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
so we can deliver more on what matters to you.
702 listens.
Let's walk the talk.
Want to save on your next local holiday? Lekker offers amazing deals on local accommodation all year round. From self-catering getaways to luxury stays and everything in between, Lekker has something for every budget. Don't miss out on Lekker amazing year-round accommodation offers all over South Africa. Download the Lekker app today and discover how easy it is to book an affordable holiday. Lekker, always save on the best local stays.
Let's talk tills. Most just take money. But what if your till could think for you? Introducing Yoko Counter, the smartest till you'll ever own. Cut guesswork and save time with integrated payments, real-time reports, seamless stock management, and easy staff tracking. It's all connected right there on one device. Upgrade to Yoko Counter at yoko.com.
Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is hopeful. But
love can make you do unbelievable things.
Is love shocking?
What kind of love is this?
Is love blind?
If love was blind was a person, it would be Dr. Nandipa.
Is love worth it?
Her light was not there anymore.
Would you cross the line for love? Watch Beauty and the Bester, 12 September, only on Netflix. Basic plan from 99 Rand per month. T's and C's apply.
Choose the best. The new Huawei Pura 80 series. The master of photography. A super sensor with precision zoom. Stay sharp from dawn to dusk with a superior 1-inch ultralighting camera and ultralighting macro telephoto lens. The master of color, enhancing every frame with vibrant color and incredible clarity. Tricky lighting? No problem. Take portraits against the light with every face perfectly illuminated. It's more than a phone. It's a professional studio in your pocket. Go beyond with Huawei Pura 80 series.
Celebrate Women's Month in style with Hollywood Bets and Spinner Zonke. Take fearless shots at fantastic fortunes with our special selection of fierce female-themed games. Kick back, relax, and entertain yourself with the ultimate slot escape. Let Heart of Rio put you in a carnival mood. Indulge in anime fantasy with 9 tails, or embark on fire-breathing adventures in Dragon Kingdom. Supercharge your slots and bet now.
T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
Well, a report in Business Live this week, SARS is now actively trying to get tax that is due to it from people who are investing in cryptocurrencies and sending the money overseas.
The FSCA have declared it as a monetary instrument. All of these exchanges have to register under the FIC Act, which means that they are now financial institutions and treated as such, and they have to do these reportings either to the regulator or at least have to comply.
Karel Diache is the CEO of Sixpence.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Curtis is brought to you by APSA CIB, proud sponsor of the SARA Rail Conference 2025. Your story matters. APSA is a registered FSP.
coming up
On 702 Drive with John Perlman.
702 Drive is coming up from 3 to 6 p.m. with John Perlman. John, how are you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to the listeners.
Thank you so much. What's coming up on your show today? And before, actually,
Yes.
I forgot to ask. I was asking the listeners who are men if they have role models who are women.
Right.
And I'm curious if you have role models who are women.
So I've never been a big role model person, but there are, for example, 2 women radio journalists that I listen to very carefully, admire, and I do try to learn from them. So if that makes them role models, then I would put in that category. There's a woman called Lauren Laverne who hosts something called Desert Island Discs on the BBC, and she's fabulous. And her predecessor was a woman called Kirsty Young. And between the two of them, absolutely brilliant at getting the best out of interviews. There's a woman in the US called Terry Gross who does a show called Fresh Air, who I'm a big fan of. And then in a kind of more general admiration way, first name that pops into my head is probably Serena Williams. I mean, just for a level of consistent achievement, but also somebody who was pretty happy to let her feelings out, which I thought made her very interesting.
Right. And happy to dance on the court.
Oh, okay. I missed that. But that wouldn't have either moved her up or down the hit parade for me.
Yep. All right. What's coming up in your show today?
So it's the 3rd anniversary now of, people may recall, the tailings dam wall that collapsed in Jagersfontein with horrendous consequences for people's lives and property. We're going to clock in and find out exactly what's happened in the 3 years since in terms of getting justice for people. We'll do that after 4 o'clock. Denel is being sued by a company in the United States. They say they bought aeroplanes from Denel, but they never got them. They only got some of them, which I find puzzling because, we're always hearing how Denel's battled to sell things. But anyway, we'll look into the story and try and get a clearer sense of what exactly happened. John Carney is now a part of the academy that is involved with the adjudicating of the Oscars. We'll talk to him about that honor at 10 minutes to 4. We offer people financial advice in minding your money at 10 to 5. And then we're going to ask this question, your story of the worst haircut, hairdo, hair alteration in your life. And I'm looking forward to that, prompted by Carlos Alcaraz's explanation of his, it used to be called a brush cut, in time for the US Open. The explanation is very funny.
Mine is not as dramatic as some of the ones I've seen. I know people have had terrible mishaps with hair coloring. I saw a girl who loved to change her hair color, and I don't know what happened, that she was between peroxide and something else, fresh after relaxing. And as she was recording her content, the hair just fell. Oh my gosh. The hair just fell. So it was in real time, her sharing with us. And then she just was like, well, guess I got to shave it all off. And she was quite a good sport. She was quite a good sport about it. My only hair fail I was in Botswana with my aunt, and I had these like longish braids, and I remember complaining that it is so hot. I'm not coping with the length of these braids. And she's like, she'll cut them for me. Now, the context is she had been doing my hair since I was a kid.
Yes.
She would relax my hair, treat my hair, all these things. So there was no part of me that even thought she could mess it up. So in her mind, she didn't think your braids are long, I'm just going to cut. She thought, let me lift it up and cut. So nothing was even, nothing was anything. It was such a hot mess. And I saw her face after she cut going, yo.
Yes, that's always a very alarming moment.
Yo. And
Anyway.
I mean, I was young. And at that point, I was a teenager. It was like, I guess it is what it is. I was hot, and it was very thin. So it was not like I could just go somewhere and take the braids out. It was just like, we're here now. And but I'll never forget her face going, yo. And then
At least she wasn't your dentist.
702 Drive coming up from 3 to 6 p.m. with John Pellman.
You're experiencing the vision, purpose, and success on the Masterclass with the Relebogile Mabotja, brought to you by Standard Bank Private on 702.
19 minutes to 3 o'clock. We continue with our masterclass with Standard Bank Private as we chat about their virtual credit card with Lisiba Nashika, head of consumer credit card at Standard Bank. And in this conversation, we really have been delving into some of the benefits. We've chatted about the security. We've chatted about why now. Get your questions in on 011 8830 702 in the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. So you did say that you can get 3 times more UCount rewards on qualifying spend. But clients can actually earn more rewards in their daily lives. Chat to us about that.
They can. And this comes from clients using their credit cards for their day-to-day spend. I mean, this is simple stuff like your fuel, your groceries, and the like. And I think earlier when I touched on the strategic partnership bit, and I want to go into it in that we have a relationship with the ShopRite Group. And this is your Checkers and obviously ShopRite. And when you shop on Checkers 6060, which is the delivery service, and you use your virtual credit card, which you'll have to load obviously on their app, you will be able to earn up to 40% back in your grocery spend. Now, what that means is, if you went and spent 3,000 Rand on your groceries, you're going to get 1,200 Rand back. Who is going to give you 1,200 Rand?
Yo, I'm not even thinking grocery spend. I'm like, 40% off grocer. Aye, that is quite a big one. And I mean, as you say, you were touching on strategic partnerships before we went through to the news. What made the bank say, hey guys, we actually need to look at where our customers and clients can get benefits, and you went to the very basics of what does everybody have to spend on anyways?
Correct. Yeah, it's exactly that. I mean, we're able to see the different categories that clients spend on. You know, it is your groceries, it is your fuel, it's your restaurants, it's your clothing. These are day-to-day essentials. You know, we're not trying to take you out of your day-to-day spend or make you work a little bit harder. We're taking whatever you're already spending on, and we're creating or even finding value in where you are already spending and giving value back there.
So your strategic partnerships are not like with jet rentals and luxury handbag brands.
Nothing beats a jet to holiday.
Nothing beats a jet. If you don't understand the joke, you have to be on TikTok. I'm not going to be able to explain. Nothing beats a jet to holiday. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we continue.
Aubrey Masango.
Weekday evenings,
8 to midnight.
What do South Africans who are looking to add value, do tomorrow?
Support proudly South African.
Does that mean labor, manufacturing?
Across.
Vusi ya xenophobic.
No. I have nothing against anybody else's country. I just love mine. The second, when one of us fails, give grace and criticize in private so you help the other person grows. And then the third, stop seeing your politicians as rock stars. They are here to do the job for you. You are not there to ululate for them when they arrive at the stadium.
Aubrey Masango. 8 to midnight on 702.
702.
The South African Future Trust Summit's premium entrepreneurial showcase returns to the Sandton Convention Centre on the 5th and 6th of November, bringing together entrepreneurs with bold ideas and big ambition. Come and witness the big pitch, where our 10 finalists will compete for the coveted $1 million business investment. Join masterclasses with industry experts who will share valuable knowledge on relevant topics and seize the opportunity to pitch your business idea to leading investors. Don't miss out. Limited seats are available. Book yours now at summit.southafricanfuturetrust.org in partnership with 702.
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, re-engineered to be our thinnest and lightest foldable yet. Move with confidence, powered by an ultra-sleek, ultra-slim design that adapts wherever life takes you. Open your world to expansive screens, seamlessly crafted for work and play. It's innovation that fits your pocket. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7 and get double the storage on us. Hurry, offer ends 31 August. T's and C's apply.
Life has its own rhythm, but muscle and joint pain may upset the beat.
Noflex Gel.
Trust Noflex Gel's triple action formula to target muscle pain, reduce inflammation, and help numb the affected area.
Noflex Gel.
So, get your beat back and reclaim the rhythm of life.
Noflex Gel.
Beat the pain with Noflex Gel and higher strength Noflex Gel Fort. For more information, speak to your healthcare professional.
Imagine if you could save time like you save money. A second here, a minute there. Type a little faster, walk a little faster. Or you could stop scrolling on the internet. Just think of all the hours you'll save. Now what if you could take all that time and invest it? Watch it grow. Until eventually, one day, you'd have so much time that you wouldn't know what to do with it all. But unfortunately, time doesn't work like that. It can't be stored or banked. And unlike money, you can't make it back. That's why after 50 years of investing, we've learned that time is the greatest gift of all. And the good news is, if you invest early, time gives you money. And then money gives you more time to do whatever you want to do, even if it is scrolling on the internet. Ellen Gray. Long-term investing. Ellen Gray is an authorized FSP.
702.
Masterclass.
12 minutes to 3 o'clock, and we continue our masterclass that is brought to you by Standard Bank Private. And we chat to our guest, Lisibana Shika, Head of Consumer Credit Card at Standard Bank. We take your calls, 011 883 0702, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. And some questions that are coming through that I'm going to go to. One reads as follows. Lebo, who is allowed to have the Standard Bank virtual credit card? Is it all account holders, regardless of the type of account being operated with Standard Bank, or customers with specific types of accounts? And what is required to open the virtual account through the app? Thanks. Good questions. So who qualifies?
It's a very, very good question. Every retail customer qualifies for a virtual credit card. It is very easy to create in our app. If you've got the Standard Bank app, simply log in. At the bottom, there's a button that says Manage. You go all the way up. You see, first thing that you see is cards. Click on cards. There'll be 3 tabs at the top. The first tab is physical cards. Second tab is virtual credit cards. The third one is prepaid credit, virtual credit cards. You will go to the second one. When you click on the second one that said virtual credit card, you click on the button that says create. In less than a minute, you will have your virtual credit card.
So in terms then of specifically the virtual credit card for the private clients, we did touch on it in, I think it was last week. There are different categories, correct, in terms of income and who would qualify to be
Correct.
in the sort of private suite.
Correct. So that doesn't necessarily deal the virtual credit card piece. It's more on the physical credit card piece, and I think you would have touched on the various income levels when you've got your prestige customers that will earn 25,000 and above, and then you'd have your private customers that would earn, I think it's 58,000 and above. That they will have a different card. It's a little bit more dark, and then you would have your signature customers which are those that are earning above 92,000 rand a month. And again, the physical cards there are different. But when it comes to the virtual credit card, we have done customer sensing, and the feedback says what we have chosen as a single look or design of a card is acceptable across all the segments.
Another question from Toriso in Alberton reads as follows. Please ask your guest, does he know that some merchants don't accept virtual cards, but only debit card details connected to my bank account?
That's something we can investigate. In so far as online transactions are concerned, how you would provide virtual credit card details is the same way that you would provide physical credit card details, the same way you'll provide debit card details as well. So because they all have a card number, they all have an expiry date, they all have a CVV. So the criteria is exactly the same. In fact, some of the merchants don't even know which one it is. And in fact, you've got more features and capabilities where a credit card is concerned.
Okay, Farai asks, how safe are these virtual bank cards from 1, cyber attacks, and 2, if your phone is robbed off of you whilst it's on? Let's maybe revisit the cyber attacks one, because we spoke, we did touch on the fraud aspect and what protective measures are in place, but let's just re-emphasize particularly on cyber attacks.
Very true, and that's a very good question as well. The cyber attacks are primarily why we came up with this piece of innovation. And it is to ensure that we're a step ahead of fraudsters. The capability of the virtual credit card, which I spoke about, the dynamic CVV, in fact, which is a CVV or that security code that changes frequently. If you happen to view it on the app and you don't use it, it's going to change. It's now you see me, now you don't. You know, and if you happen to use it, it's only for that single transaction. So how fraudsters normally work is that they try and capture all those three details: your card number, your expiry date, as well as your CVV, to perform fraudulent transactions. Now, they've got one thing missing, and it makes it virtually impossible for them to do that. And I'll reiterate the second part, which is the merchant screening capability, which allows you to see who has your card details. You know, and if you don't want somebody to have your card details, it's a click away on the app to disable that specific merchant. And we're very confident about this, and which is why we came with this promise where we say 100% fraud protection.
Covered no matter what.
Yes, we're confident.
Okay, how is this card going to help clients live wealthier lives? Because that's what we're all aiming for.
Look, Relebogile, there is for us the virtual credit card, you know, covers quite a few things. We've spoken about rewards, we've spoken about the protection piece of it, and if you think about the wealth equation that we have in Standard Bank Private, that speaks to protect and preserve your wealth. It's about value, it's about safety, and it's about empowerment. We want to help customers stretch their rents a little bit further. We want to protect their money and essentially help them enjoy these premium benefits that we offer to them. All of this without having to spend more money and going into debt.
Where can people learn more about the virtual credit card, especially those who now have been listening and are like, you know what? I am confident in the features. I'm confident in the security, even this dynamic CVV number, that I'm sold. Where can they get more information beyond just going and downloading the app and getting the virtual version on the app? Where can they just get more information so that everybody who also joined the conversation late can be covered?
Our website has got information on the virtual credit cards as well as the rest of our products. We've got a couple of campaigns that are currently running, Relebogile, in terms of the virtual credit card. So you definitely won't miss it. It's on all our social media platforms as well. But otherwise, our website is a definite go-to, which is standardbank.co.za.
Being the head of consumer credit card at Standard Bank, is it risky to use a credit card daily? I'm a person who uses a credit card daily, but I had to be extremely disciplined and to understand the benefits of using a credit card daily. But I'd love to hear from you.
And Relebogile, I want to congratulate you for your spend behavior.
Yeah.
It is something that we're trying to drive as an understanding to a lot of our customers. I do the very same thing as well. All of my card spend comes from my credit card. And there's a smart way to do it, because a lot of people, when they view the credit card, they go, oh, this thing is going to get me into debt, but there's a smart way to do it. And the smart way to do it is, I'll go back to that grocery example. Yeah, 3,000 Rand. You've planned, you've budgeted. I'm going to spend 3,000 Rand on groceries this month. Now, what I'm saying is, take that 3,000 Rand that's sitting in your check account, put it into your credit card. So you're pre-funding your credit card. Go and spend on your credit card that same 3,000 Rand. You don't have to spend the credit limit that is in the credit card. And that's how you ensure that you don't get into trouble. That's how you ensure that it's not risky. And I mean, it's not just on the grocery, it's also on the fuel. Put that on your credit card.
And I think it goes back to go and read up about the benefits. It's not just the discipline, it's understanding what the benefits are. And you just make sure I do it every month end, pay the credit card if I didn't put money in up front. But Lisibana, thank you so much for coming to chat to us on this Masterclass for today. And all of you can catch us again next week on the Masterclass with me, Relebogile Mabotja, brought to you by Standard Bank Private. On 702, we'll be delving into the journeys of extraordinary individuals like Lisibana, who are designing a wealthier life, making smart financial moves that build legacies just like you can with the right partner. Because Standard Bank Private understands that success goes beyond numbers. It's about living a fuller, wealthier life with vision, purpose, and personalized support every step of your journey. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
There's power in a single partner who helps you build a better employee benefits strategy. Begin with retirement, the foundation of securing your employee's future. Now layer in everyday health, mental wellness, and financial balance. And finally, essential protection for life's curveballs, from illness to income loss. Now that sounds like a complete benefit strategy, one that protects your people and powers your business. Talk to us at employeebenefits@oldmutual.com about Old Mutual Corporate's integrated employee benefits solutions. Old Mutual Corporate is a division of Old Mutual Life Assurance Company SA Limited, a licensed FSP and life insurer. T's and C's apply.
Psst. Hey, no longer feeling like the man you used to be?
The man who has inside jokes with complete strangers.
The fact is, 95% of men with low testosterone go untreated.
Vitamin High Performance Supplements for men helps recharge energy, regain lean muscle, and reload performance. Available at all good pharmacies and vitalamin.co.za.
Vitalamin. Don't get older. Get better.
Spar brings you super savings. Get 1 liter 6-pack Spar Long Life, full cream, low fat or fat-free milk, excluding lactose-free, for $89.99 with Spar Rewards, or 900-gram original Bacoma Wheat Bix for $49.99. Save 15 Rand with Spar Rewards. Plus, you could win your share of 6 million Rand in instant cash. Price is valid until 7 September 2025. While stocks last. T's and C's apply.
Life's full of moments that need the right support. Whether it's a dream vacation, everyday expenses, or surprise costs, So give yourself some credit with a Visa FNB credit card, a life resource that gives you e-bucks, travel perks, interest-free periods, and more. Apply for a Visa FNB credit card online or visit your nearest branch today. Help changes everything. T's, C's, and earn rules apply. Credit is subject to meeting the qualifying criteria. FNB is a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Thank you so much for joining us on 702 Afternoons. We're back tomorrow. It's 3 o'clock.
This is EWN.
Ule Mabe wants to challenge his SIU report, and Lamola says the relationship with the United States remains resilient. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini, reaching the Gauteng High Court, seeking to challenge the Special Investigating Unit's forensic report on his alleged fraudulent activities. The SIU